It could be so simple. You already actually made the perfect camera, Sony, but we just get dumber and dumber with every generation of your ideas for vlogging. Your executives are out of touch. They're old. They wear the same underwear. There's stretchy rips in your underwear. Someone give us the perfect camera already. It's killing me inside.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
So we're on the Canon R6 Mark II with the Voigtlander, 20mm, Sony 3.5, digital stabe engaged. IBIS, thank you Aiden Camera for lending it to me. You cannot have it back. I actually do like it, except all the warpy stuff and strange flashes in the sky. Not so appreciative of that, am I? No, I'm not. That was a group of teenagers. Oh, that's scary, huh? So I did a little digging, and I have a list of every camera Sony has released targeted to vloggers and how they get dumber and dumber each one. The ironic thing is they had the perfect camera already. They are the ones that created the Sony X3000. How can you only get worse and worse, like 7 years later? How? I want you to picture this. Sony X3000. Perfect optical stabilization plus digital. We're talking 4K 24p, HD 120 frames per second, and it did 240 frames per second in 720p, and it was decent. What more could you want? We just wanted an update to it. Some better specs, a bigger sensor, better menus. You had it, and you gave up. Then, Sony comes out with the RXO, the upgrade to the X3000, but it's no longer a wide lens. The thing is 24mm, removes stabilization. What are you doing? It's a 24mm Tony 4 on a 1-inch sensor. It looked so much worse. And it was single autofocus. But in order to get it far enough away to where it's a respectable shot, you can't reach the focus button. It was such a fail, and it hurt me inside. Then, Sony has the audacity to come out with the A6400. Keep in mind that I was so angry that the A6500 didn't have a flippy screen. I was like, that would have been perfect. I was looking at it, I was like, damn it. And so Sony does away with the IBIS, has a flippy screen finally, and nothing improved. Same old recycling of the tech. That was an insult. Far worse than the RXO ever was. Now, some of these may not be in chronological order, but bear with me. Then, Sony has the audacity again to release the RXO Mark II before an X4000. Same basic thing, same problems, nothing's fixed. It just now has like a weird screen that flips. Nobody needed it. Nobody wanted it. We're just in standard colors, by the way. I cannot grade C-Log 3 on this. It's so noisy. Nothing ever works. It looks dark as hell on the screen. It better not actually be. I hate you, Canon. The light's green. Oh, God. Why? Why would you do that, lights? So all this time, I'm happily using my Sony X3000 that has now lost its focus. The sensor was glued on and it came loose. I was like, damn it, okay, gonna have to upgrade that one day. Sony then releases the ZV1. Like, all we need is a wide lens. I was not in focus for that, I realized that. Now I'm in. Wide lens, amazing stabe, wicked slow-mo. So what'd you do in the ZV1? You cropped the image more than Lorraine Bobbitt cropped off her husband's. If the RXO's 24mm plus a digital crop wasn't insult enough already, you somehow matched it and beat it. With the ZV1, it was like a 32mm No stabe, like the optical stabe in the lens was non-existent, and it was purely digital. It didn't work very good. There was nothing special about the damn thing. Why? All this time after each disappointing release, I'm in these Sony meetings, and they're like, you know what? You know what's getting really popular? People creating content online. We're now filming ourselves. The camera's pointed this way now. These jackass egotistical donkeys. So we're gonna cater to you guys by not knowing what the hell we're doing. What do you need? We don't know. Sony then releases the ZV-E10. Worse than the ZV-1 in a lot of ways. Most ways. It did nothing. It was again just recycling old tech that they had in the A6300 years ago. And they're like, we're catering to vloggers now. No, you just took something you had on your shelf and like redesigned it. It was so abysmal. And there was no wide lenses at the time. Your only lens was that 10 to 18 Tony-4. This thing's less sharp than a butter knife. I tried to stab myself with it to end it all after this bullshit quest led nowhere. And it wouldn't even cut the veins. Then, what had to be the biggest insult to my well-being, Sony releases the ZV1-F. They removed all stabe. It was only digital. A wider lens, but not wide enough with your digital crop. You actually removed autofocus in a Sony camera. You had the gall to revert back to contrast detect. What are we doing? Why is this so hard? The X3000 was it. Just a little update. 1-inch sensor, could you do it? 1/1.7 of an inch. That's what I use in bed. And it was again marketed for vloggers. Sony has yet to make an actual camera that a vlogger would want. With a nice wide angle, like, do you want it easy for you? Sony X3000, slightly bigger sensor, slightly bigger body. Better specs, maybe a flippy screen? Don't need it if I'm in focus. Just a better menu, something easier to go through. That thing was a lot of beeps and switches. And just like up the specs a little bit. Nice wide. Stabilization is everything. Optical stabe plus a small 10% digital crop. We're done. We're done. Maybe shotgun mic on there. That thing had amazing audio. But make it shotgun, point it to me, and then it's a pocketable thing. I don't need a microphone external. And if you want a mic jack, throw it in there. Decent preamps. Unlike the X3000. Little upgrade on that. Very easy. Their latest release was that 20 to 70 Tony-4. And they were marketing it for vloggers. Like, no, it's ultra wide now. You can film yourself. It's really heavy. So Tony-4 is not that fun. So heavy. Who needs the 70? They said they did their own market research and found that nobody's zooming on the ZV1. Yet here we're. For vloggers, you can now get 70mm shots of something. To this day, the best thing I ever bought was that Sony X3000. And I knew it was. I researched it. I was like, that stabilization's so good. And the ultra wide, man, it's so tiny. Apparently, it has really good audio. That's like the perfect vlogging machine. And then it was. I went all over Thailand. You could not beat that thing. You still can't. My GoPro needs a bunch of stuff. A cage, filters, like it's big. It's nasty. It's not a pocketable thing. You're not traveling with that. I might as well bring this. It's the same type of size almost. Don't quote me on this, but it's been like 8 or 9 years since they invented that. Did they forget they invented it? Just go look at the blueprint for that. Oh yeah. Someone send Sony a manual to the X3000. They'd be like, this thing's fantastic. Who made that? We did. You made it. You can do it again. Just a little better. Don't give up. GoPro is a stupid surfer boy company. You're Sony. You're owned by Mitsubishi. Come on. ask Mitsubishi for $30 and then start the development of the X4000. That's what we want. If I have to sit through another Sony meeting where they're telling me they've just designed something for vloggers, creators of Generation Z, and they've paid no attention to stabilization or wide-angle fun, no slow-mo, I will rip their facilities down with my bare hands. I will take this glove off and shove it up your ass. Has the footage been as bad as it looks like on the LCD screen? It looks really dark. Oh, that sucks. Canon, you suck. Enhanced stabilization, anyone? Take that, Panasonic. Little crop on it, but 20mm lens. Comes in 91. We're on the ZV1. It's good. The sad thing is Sony's the only one actually marketing and pretending to make vlogging cameras. They're the only ones saying, you know what? There's some people, some freaks are filming themselves for some reason. Here's a camera for you. No one else is doing it. Canon doesn't do it. Nikon? Nope. Fuji? Worst stave in the biz. Panasonic? G100 was their attempt. Yeah, let that sink in. Pain. Just pain. It's nothing but pain in my future. And yours. In focus now. Manual focus lenses suck. I'm gonna go. Are you buying a ZV1-F through my affiliate links? That's a good purchase. You'll be very happy. I'm gonna leave. Subscribe on my last channel.